Wow. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing tonight? Welcome to Retro Adventure Wednesday. Allow me to introduce my special guest for the evening. This is my good friend, Ben. Ben, how are you tonight?
I'm good. Live long and prosper, Jess. Huh?
And
Huh?
also with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, that's fantastic. This is really exciting. Many of you know Ben already. He is one of the three hosts. I mean, arguably the main host. I think it's your name on the channel, right?
Yeah. My
So
name is PS Garrick.
yeah, which, if I'm not mistaken, is in fact a Star Trek reference.
That is right. It's plain simple Garrick from
Oh,
Deep Space Nine.
well, I had here in my show notes.
Oh yeah.
It says here it was actually an acronym for Pavel is in Chekhov, S is in Sulu, G is in Geordi, A is in Archer, R is in Riker, A is in the Enterprise A from Star Trek The Motion Picture, and K as Kirk Samuel, it says here. That's not correct, though. That's
No. I actually you have the right of it. And I have here with me my close friend Julian Bashir.
ooh.
Dr. Julian Bashir will be joining us tonight. Um,
Now, I think I've said this before in previous Star Trek related streams. I am a massive Julian Bashir fanboy. Like
yeah,
is very much my jam. Like one of my maybe top five Star Trek characters. I am a big time fan there.
I'm gonna say it was wild to me, and I'm gonna ask, was it weird to you when I discovered that he's a very divisive character, especially in the early going when he's a little bit of a creep.
Yeah, a little bit of a creep. He has like those couple of episodes where he's all about practicing frontier medicine before he forgets that entire part of his character. Then he becomes a creep. Then I guess he becomes a genetic augment, which is kind of creepy in its own way at like a biological level.
I I think like for me that was kind of the point of it. Like I don't think it was like, yeah, this guy's a dumb kid. Like isn't there an episode where he's like freaking out because he's turning 30 or something?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
But wow, I'm excited to have you here. Thanks so much for joining me. We're playing Star Trek 25th anniversary, and the crowd is here. The gang, all of your favorites. There's Nick. Hey, Jen, good to see you. Welcome in. Hope you're having a terrific evening. There's Tom, Ricky, Mike. Goodness gracious, Robin is here. Kevin is here. Clill is here. Paul, not Pat. Matawi. I mean, this Sheldorn, Fit. Who's left? I think that's literally everyone we know except for notably Grayson, who isn't here. That's
Grayson told me specifically he does not send his regards.
wow.
Yeah, he
He's
sends his anti regards.
in our special like moderator chat over at the Discord. He's
Mm-hmm.
constantly talking about how he thinks Star Trek is just way too nerdy for him. Which I don't know. I think that's a bold place to come from if you're like a Magic the Gathering fan.
I'm very excited about this Ask Jess Anything that just
Oh,
came through the wire here.
which of you would win in a Star Trek trivia contest and a cookie bake off? I forfeit the cookie bake off. I'm
All right,
not
well,
going.
yeah, I was going to say I think I could win the cookie bake off. I feel fairly confident in my cookie baking skills.
Yes, and
I
I will
think
say,
I'm a pretty good cookie baker.
I literally,
The yeah.
I don't think I've ever baked other than like pre-made like cookies out of they've even been like cut for me into cookie shapes already. So yeah, you're gonna beat me hands down there. I feel like you would probably win at a Star Trek trivia contest too. I'm pretty
I
good at
I
trivia, but I think you'd
I
edge me out.
I think that you like I think that you would probably get me on like a couple small things that I like. I would feel really overconfident and come in,
Okay.
and then you would like just destroy me with like some small thing that I like just completely escape. The important thing is I want to single out in the chat that Fit would beat both of us.
Yes, I think that's fair. I think that is
Fit
that
would
is
just
fair.
demolish both of us.
You know what I will definitely say is where I'm going to come up short without question is the fact that I've only seen about 2 episodes of Voyager.
I've
So
watched more Voyager than that.
yeah, that's going to really hurt me. Like that is, I don't even know if I can like reliably name the entire cast of Voyager, which is going to be, I bet most trivia contests are going to go deeper than that.
Can you name the character that 7 of 9 replaced? Can you do that?
Is it Kess?
There you go.
All right. Well, okay. I guess I win the trivia contest then. It
Yeah,
was one
you
question.
win. I couldn't have thought of that.
Well, that's why you asked, right? I was at a Star Trek trivia contest a couple of weeks ago, and they asked this question, and I've been waiting for someone to answer it for me ever since. No, that's great. Thank you, Fit. Thank you. That's right. It should have been 6 of 9. That would make a lot more sense. Do you think we should jump into this game? We all know this game.
I am thrilled, and as I was talking before, though this wasn't on the infamous hot mic, I watched a little bit of TOS immediately before this because I saw what the next episode of this is.
Well, the next episode is promising. I'm very excited.
I'm very excited.
And before we came on, like Ben said, I have lots of like really serious thoughts about what's coming up. And I said, why don't you share them with me? And he said, we'll talk on mic. I'm getting ready. I'm getting centered here. Don't speak to me anymore. So that's where we're headed. He's got feelings about this. So I say we jump right in. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's use the strange launcher that's going to give us a weird resolution JPEG before it gives us a classic.
Reading title. Ooh. Title. Ooh.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, and I have the audio.
Oh, even better. You get to hear the game?
Yeah, I get to hear the game.
The final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its mission? To explore strange new worlds, to discover new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Listening to it this time, chat really puts some mustard on go.
Yes.
I just want to call that out.
It's sort of weird how
to boldly go.
Yeah, it's weird hearing him deliver the alternative to what you're used to from the show. He's like, you get the feeling he's had maybe a little time to think about how he delivers those iconic lines, and he's come up with a better way to do it, and that's what we're enjoying.
Well, you know, I think that Shatner, alongside many of us, believes in constant self-improvement.
Human world.
How's our volume now? I've been adjusting things.
Though the Enterprise's primary mission is peaceful exploration, the galaxy holds many surprises. To be prepared, we are conducting a mock battle with the USS Republic.
So I haven't figured
Captain
out a way
Patterson
yet
reports the Republic is in
to load a
position and
game
ready.
The Republic
without
is arming
starting
well.
the beginning of this first mission, which is really fun. So this is our actual current game. Now we're in. Just put a scooch down. It's as loud as us. Okay, got it. Thank you for the tip. Bring that down a little bit. I want to be the loudest thing in the room whenever possible.
Man,
all right.
when
Now,
I was a
how's it
kid-
sound? How do those Great Bridge sounds sound? What do you think, Ben?
They sound good to me, but I'm controlling the audio from the game on my own side from my feed.
Okay, so our mission as we received it last time around was to travel to the Harlequin sector and
Raising shields.
see what's going on there. I have good reason to believe that we could face hostiles upon arrival. So I'm going to go ahead, raise shields, arm phasers, get ready to go. And then I'm going to pull up our Starfleet navigation chart and see where we're going. Harlequin system, that is location number 4 on this lovely chart. Number 4 is in the 5th quadrant over in the 3rd row up. And I think it's this one. So we're going.
I like that even this copy protection map looks really dorky.
We have
Yes.
arrived at home.
Wonderful.
2 Elassie ships approaching the fact, Captain.
Uh-oh.
I'm also picking up an ion trail from a small ship, probably a scout. It left the sector just as we arrived. It appears likely that we interrupted the pirate attack on the scout.
Message from the Elassie captain, sir.
Oh, it's this guy
you
again.
what happens to those who come between us and our prey. Prepare to die!
Okay, I will.
For a game that's so faithful to Star Trek, there is one thing they are missing, which is that Gene hated space pirates.
He did.
He did.
Like, as a storytelling device or on principle?
Just didn't like the idea of it. Now, this is something they ignored in Strange New Worlds, and that's fine because it's one of the best episodes.
Yes. I have no notes on that decision. That was the right call. Okay. So we're going to just float around out here. If this goes like all the other space battles, it's going to take me about 3 hours. I've never fought 2 ships before, but I can only imagine it's going to go poorly. So Ben, you've played this game before. Hey, thank you so much for the sub, Matthew. You've played this game before, and you said that your experience with the ship battles was not entirely positive, right?
Yeah, not a fan. One thing I will say is just watching you play it now is that what would really improve this is if it had like in Wing Commander, like the little box where you, like that shows like where you can target,
Yes.
like where to shoot.
Yes.
Like that would improve this because this is entirely about you're firing the phaser and then the ship like has already moved at that point, so you're trying to like make an assumption as to where it's going, and like Wing Commander has already solved that problem in gameplay.
Gotcha. Okay, so I've turned down the volume yet again. No, it's true. I mean, and that would be almost any other game that decided to have a flat simulator component would presumably do the same thing, right?
Yeah. Also, this is the only time in my life it's ever been said that I'm not loud enough.
Okay, we've got it turned down like 10% volume now. Hopefully it's bearable. This game is all over the place in the audio levels. Okay, this isn't looking good for us. Get Scott repairing some shields. No, don't lower shields. Sulu, what are
Why'd
you doing?
do that?
Bad call. Okay, our sensors
Sulu,
are also,
belay that order.
also in bad shape. Scott, work on repairing everything at once.
Aye, sir.
I need you to really step up here. I need you to be a teammate. Okay. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Scotty is giving way too much power to the FX.
Okay, sensors are out again.
Aye, sir.
All right, we're working on the sensors.
So,
'Cause right now, this is going to
photosensitivity
be
warning.
a challenge. And we also have no forward deflectors, so full frontal assault is not going to go well for us, I feel like. Like the one I'm getting ready to engage in. Uh-oh. Pill away. Did I destroy one of them? Because it feels like we only...
Yeah, it does look like you've got one, and you're you know behind this one. Oh, nice.
Sweet.
Perfect.
Aye, sir.
Hey, Scotty, can you tell me that a little later? Next
Yeah,
time?
I'm like literally in the middle of hitting the button that fires my phasers. Okay. Come at me, bro. So, Ben, if you were, like, strategering this sort of outer space battle, what would be your maneuvers?
Ooh, all right, you got 1, 2. Well, you know, this makes me think of Star Trek Bridge Crew. The very entertaining VR game. Did you ever like play that in like a VR?
It was like
parlor.
It was
or something.
pre-VR, right? Like, but had a VR vibe to it. It was like a first.
No,
person.
it's a VR game.
Oh, this is the more recent one, not the. What
yeah,
was the
this
one?
is
Bridge Commander was the one that came out ages ago. That
yeah,
was
yeah.
sort of a first person. You're on a bridge.
Yeah, whatever the Star Trek VR bridge game, which is like it's very early VR. You don't like you just sit in a spot.
I like
you
that.
have access to controls like in front of you. You are completely stationary. You are just sitting in a seat. And you can be on a JJ Prize ship, a TNG Enterprise, or a TOS Enterprise. So because they kept it exactly the same.
Oh wow.
So like all of like the buttons, like if you're in the captain's chair, you have to constantly check like a like a key, because you just have like those little ticklet buttons. It's not clear at all what does what.
Ben, there's exciting stuff happening. You probably aren't getting these notifications on your side.
I'm not.
But
whoa, look, Tom,
Tom,
aka Satnav.
Yeah, Tom has gifted several subs. Thank you so much for joining, Tom. And then Eloquent Duck jumped in with a big cheer. Folks, that brings up a hap train. The hap train is rolling. Hey! And Robin also did it. Yeah, sounds are all over the place in that. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, for your generosity. Now let's beat this Alassi pirate. We've got serious business.
The ion trail of the scout ship.
Picking up the subspace signal.
Oh, did
sir.
you
knock
him out?
Eloquent Duck, thank you.
Enterprise? Is that you, Kirk?
Sabotage.
Friend Kirk, I can't believe they sent you to rescue me.
Yeah.
That sounds like... No, please, say it isn't.
I have a visual signal now, sir.
Yeah, here.
I have had a terrible misunderstanding with the Alassi traders. They're out to kill me, Kirk.
Fancy that.
No, see here, Kirk. I sold my Mudd's miracle to Grimmers in perfectly good faith. A little sideline work, you understand? Now they won't leave me alone. No. They're tracking me again. I can't send coordinates. You have to come protect me. I'm a registered ship with the Federation. Mudd out.
I'm afraid his ship is registered, Captain, and regulations require we respond to his distress signal.
Wow, beans. Okay, so let's pause for a second here. Let's go to the Kirk screen and pause, because there's all kinds of stuff happening, Ben. I have to bring you up to speed. So we're in the midst of a hype train. Tom handed out some really generous subs here. Eloquent Duck and Robin jumped in with some cheers. Thank you all so much. Matawi did as well. We had a sticker in there. Goodness gracious. Fit slapped the sabotage sticker. But here's the important part. This is where you come in, Ben.
Right. I see what you're about to get to.
So Matthew is redeemed.
Yeah.
Pitch a Star Trek the original series episode. We're going to collaborate.
Okay.
And before we play this actual game, because who wants to play a game, right? We've defeated the Alassi pirates. I had that budgeted for about 45 minutes, and it only took us about 15. So, what is our episode of Star Trek the original series all about? B stories, I guess, in TOS were usually pretty minimal, right? So we really have to have the perfect A story.
It wasn't quite a B story show.
Yeah. So who's starring in your episode of TOS? Is it the big three, or do you have a minor character feature? Or is it driven by a villain?
So I would probably go for, because like what? So there's a couple types, right? Like there's like a weird planet.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I'm hurt bad.
There's a, like, on the Enterprise, and they have to deal with a difficult alien. Hey, Spock. And then, like, you know what? The question I want to ask is, for TOS, how silly is it? Like, is it a silly episode, or is this, like, Balance of Terror, you know?
Let's go silly. I think silly. Let's go with, like, third season. Wheels have already fallen off.
Yeah. Let's no budget. The scripts are bad. Gene Kuhn is no longer part of the production crew.
Exactly, yeah. And like
Um,
episodes have random cast members missing because they've moved on to other acting commitments.
My favorite thing about the third season of TOS is that I'll see titles in it and that I'm like, I didn't know there was a Star Trek with this title. Like, just episodes. There's only 3 seasons of that show, and somehow, like, there's just episodes. It's like, oh, is this a new episode? Like, anyway, so all right, they go to it's kind of a silly episode, or it's like
Okay.
kind of doofy. They go to a planet, and it's like Earth, except that it is a like, you know, like there's Piece of the Action, which is like gangsters, and you know, so what time period of Earth is this planet for some reason?
1990s gamer culture. They
All
got
right.
they
Yeah.
had
Sure.
a cache of old issues of GamePro
Right.
that were shot into space by I don't know, Adam Sessler.
Right.
And they came crashing down here in the 23rd century on this alien planet. So their entire culture is built around 1990s gamer culture. Who's their leader they encounter once they beam down?
Oh, well, I mean, I think in when they beam down, so this is the problem of the planet, is that everybody is like being reviewed, like, you know, in like kind of like the pitchfork style, like out of 10, but like decimal, and by
Okay.
like completely bizarre like tilt and other things like graphics
Yes.
and other things.
Is there
So
the
who's the-
excited GamePro guy who's like that when he like the big like this is awesome GamePro guy?
Yeah, and I think you know, Kirk and Kirk, Spock. Do you think Scotty comes down with him, because he's really like the fourth? You know, like Scotty gets a lot.
Yeah, I think Scotty's there. I think Scotty's there.
Okay.
Maybe we find out Scotty is actually a retro gamer.
Yeah.
He's been running them
Scotty's
on the Enterprise's
definitely a gamer
computer this whole time.
Yeah, Scotty's a gamer. Scotty. I mean, it would make sense because he'd be a guy that has like a collection of old computers, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, he's like a retro 90s gamer. He's all about, like, his favorite game is I don't know, like Sonic 2. And he's so excited to finally be on this planet of gamers.
Right. And you know, there's a beautiful gamer girl that Kirk falls in love with. and McCoy. Oh, McCoy has a moral video gamer panic. Like, he has a moral panic about video games. Here we go. People are getting too addicted to video games, and the 90s they're getting addicted to Warcraft 2. And
Jim, don't you see the violence in this society? It's the games.
But
there you go.
But
actually,
Doctor,
Matthew did our hard work for us and gave us the perfect title. Tomorrow your bases belong to another.
yeah, I like that. I like
very
that.
good. That's very good. Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
More talk, less gameplay. It's Decaf Jedi.
Anyway,
Decaf Jedi.
McCoy breaks them all of their video gaming habit, and the episode ends with Scotty airlocking his computer collection. So long, Amiga 1200 or whatever.
All right. Well, that's perfect. I think we did it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we definitely were paying close attention to remember what system they told us to go to. It was this second go around, Harappa. The Harappa the Rapper system.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Is where we're going. So that's a gamer reference. I don't know if you knew this, but I'm a bit of a gamer myself. So, let's see. Harappa is location 5, which is right next door. So it's going to be a short little jaunt will be right here.
Oh man, Billy, imagine. Oh, and Billy Mitchell, you just put him in a little bit of alien makeup. And
He's the tiniest forehead prosthetic, and he's good to go.
just a tiny little touch.
Here's a question: Is his tie the United Federation of Planets flag instead of the American flag?
With a neutron pulse,
that would be
vicinity
so
causing
funny.
Difficulties with our sensor readings. I was able to trace Mudd's transmission to this derelict.
So, our friend Harry is on board, no doubt. Can you tell me anything about the derelict vessel?
There are 6 major subdivisions within the hull. All systems are down. There is, however, limited atmospheric integrity. The environment appears to be the result of a temporary save-a-ship life support generator. A reliable model, Captain.
We're being hailed by Mr. Mudd, sir.
Captain, you came. I'm touched.
Oh,
Harry,
so
I
good.
have to be touched in the head to have anything to do with you. How's your lovely wife, Stella?
That was a dirty trick, Kirk. However, you'll be glad to know I let bygones be bygones. If the Enterprise will stand by and fend off any pirates, I'll just finish my salvage operations here and be out of your hair.
Computer records document that you filed notice that there was no salvageable value here, and that the ship was a common passenger tug.
Did I say no value? Minimal, Captain.
Minimal.
I meant nothing looked promising when I filed the report. We both know my judgment isn't always perfect.
I would say your judgment is never perfect, Harry. Perhaps we should beam over and judge the situation for ourselves.
Ah, that isn't necessary, Kirk. I can handle... I mean...
Harry, relax. We're old friends. We'll understand if things aren't picked up and looking neat. Kirk out.
So
That's
good.
Shatner was getting ready for lunch.
That's right. Gotta get out of here.
With that one. Harry, we're old friends.
I shot it.
Hey, thank you so much for the follow, Alice. I appreciate it. And Jen, I'm glad you say that. You know, this is a game I've never played before and have wanted to really since it came out. It was literally just a thing as a kid. I never found it in my local software, etc. So I never got around to playing it. So it's a pleasure to get to it now. Can I open fire? No.
I have a question here. Do you think, and maybe we'll see more of Mr. Mudd. Do you think that we weren't able to see, like they weren't able to get likeness rights to Carmel,
that's
the actor?
Why is he in shadow? Yeah.
Yeah, like I hope we get to see all of them, but I wonder if it's that they didn't get his likeness.
How much could his likeness rights cost when you've paid? Wonder though for the actual cast of the show. Like Mudd has to be like what at most a quarter of a Chekhov. If you had to mathematically express Mudd as a
cheapest appearance on the bridge, like if you're opening your car wash, who's the actor you could afford?
Who would be the cheapest cameo deal?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be Chekhov, right?
Well, Walter? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, though. Some of these people aren't with us now, so their rates are way down.
Yeah, 6 feet down.
Oh, cool. Too soon. Come on, man.
Walter is still with us, so we can still get him.
Yes.
Let's get him on the stream next week.
Got it. Let's see if the computer knows about Mudd.
Harcourt Fenton. Harcourt Fenton, Harry Mudd, is one of the most infamous criminals at large in the Federation. A notorious con artist and troublemaker, Mudd has been imprisoned numerous times for petty crimes. While Mudd is not considered physically dangerous, he is quite devious and often uses dangerous means to ensure the success of his schemes. Starfleet captains who encounter Harry Mudd should be extremely wary.
Okay, we got it. So I guess we'll just beam on over. What do you think?
Yeah.
I would very much like to see this alien ship, but the prospect of dealing with Harcourt Fenton Mudd again gives me pause.
Spock, this is your job. You don't get to decide to stay on the ship. like, sorry, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I thought that Vulcans had a sense of duty about them, but not this guy. He's got thoughts
Well,
on
it's
this
his
mission.
half human. His half human is it's like, oh, I'm lazy today.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott? you
Okay,
have the
we're
car.
leaving Scotty here. He's probably going to game the entire time we're gone.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Nope.
Okay. No, there we got him. But he's not in his
Captain
famous
Kirk.
outfit.
So glad you're here. The Elazi have been terrible trouble to me.
Well, you're terrible trouble to me, Harry. Tell me what this is all about.
I happened upon this ship not long ago and dutifully registered as salvage, mind you. In the hold here, I discovered one of these devices in that box over there. When I tried one on a wall, it floated off the grease and dirt. Perfect for cleaning, near as I could see. I peddled a few of these Mudd's miracle degrimers, and everything was going perfectly well.
Then something went wrong, right?
Actually, no, Doctor, not then. I'd started offering a few other little items I found. Mudd's limited coffee substitute, a great little specialty item.
This guy's having a lot of
to
fun.
affirm
Yes.
packaging build-your-own telescope kits. The collection of novelty paints, things like that. All of a sudden, the Elazi pirates are asking for me in every quadrant, wanting to know where I'm getting my goods.
I see, Harry. Well, we'll look around here while the Enterprise remains close by.
Look around all you like, Captain, but I'll be keeping an eye on you. I've registered this derelict as my salvage, and I don't want you running off with all my prizes.
Harry, as official representatives of the Federation and of Starfleet, we recognize your rights to legitimate salvage. Need I say more?
I understand perfectly, Captain. Carry on, Captain.
I understand.
Like, this is being pointed out in the chat. You have a Shatner here, and then you have this guy, and I don't know who's doing the voice acting for Harry Mudd, who the actor had unfortunately passed away at this point. But this actor is all ham and cheese, you know, in the
Yes.
best way. This is and Shatner is just not rising. Like I this isn't too much Shatner shade here, but you know, I want a little bit of that search for Spock, like, you know, Shatner at his hammiest.
I feel like Shatner, and again, you know, far be it for me to criticize William Shatner, except for all the awful things he's done and said in recent years. But I do feel like he's phoning in a lot of the, like, if he isn't interested in the line, he's going to give it the most just like, I'm done here read.
Yes.
You can tell when he digs a line. Like when he gets to one, he's like, oh, that's clever, and he'll deliver that with some gusto. But yeah, no, the Mudd guy, I like it. They even have Mudd's little earring. Look at that. It's only a couple of pixels, but what attention to detail.
All right, so
These are computer memory transfer media, probably designed for use with the alien computer system.
I mean, Nimoy is utterly incapable of putting in a poor performance.
True.
Like, it's just not something that he has in his bones. Just not there.
A small energy device with a flanged opening at the front, about the size of one's thumbnail.
Gross. A flanged thumbnail, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm cheating by looking at a walkthrough. It says to scan the pile on the floor.
His storage bay is stockpiled with all manner of goods.
Wonder which pile.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of
Nothing
piles
to
here.
report, Captain.
You have to be more specific when you say pal.
Yeah.
Nothing to report.
His storage bay is stockpiled.
Yes.
His storage bay
So
is.
you said.
His
I-
storage bay.
So can we have our Harry Mudd conversation now while you're searching for the pile?
Absolutely, please.
So I find Harry Mudd really fascinating. As I said, I watched a little bit of iMudd before we started streaming, and I love this idea that
Done.
Next Generation does not have a lot of recurring characters or themes, or you know, or it has recurring themes, but recurring, you know, overarching plot or something like that. But Harry Mudd gets to come back twice, and he's in the animated
Yes.
show. So he gets three bites of the apple, and it's just so wild to me that in a show with very little like kind of continuity of that type, that they're like, yeah, we're not gonna have too much of this ongoing plot, but like this kind of like rascal with an army of
Done.
robot women, who's like kind of kind of effeminate and in these ridiculous costumes. Like he's coming back.
He's a keeper.
obviously.
That guy's a keeper. Yeah.
Like that really just it's just such a very funny like 60s TV idea of it's like, well,
You already
hey,
have
we don't
that.
want to bore people too much with weird sci-fi stuff,
already
but like
have
this
that.
guy in like this
You already have that.
like Napoleonic era captain's uniform that's partially unbuttoned. Like he gets to show up 3 times.
It is odd. Like, I mean, it's where you start to, I think, feel like some of Star Trek's origins in like that 1960s Western kind of vibe.
Oh,
for
for sure.
The wagon train to the stars sort of thing. Like, I feel like, troublesome ne'er-do-well merchant is such a natural fit with that genre.
Yeah.
It crosses over, kind of beautifully to Star Trek. Like, I'm all about Mudd. Like, there's no such thing as too much Mudd. I love the short trek featuring Rainn Wilson as Mudd.
I need to watch that now.
It's very good stuff. Like, for me, that's right up my alley. Really dig it. I'll take as much Mudd as I can get. But it is odd. Like, in a world where you couldn't get, like, repeat appearances by the same Klingon or Romulan or anything like that, the idea that you would get Mudd on so many occasions is...
And they tried to get him a 3rd time, but the actor wasn't available. They had a 3rd like live action pitch for him, but the actor, I guess, does oh, this is embarrassing. Does Spock's dad show up more than once on TOS, or is it he's on TOS, then he's on TAS, and then he's in the movies? And then he's in TNG.
Yeah.
So that's kind of...
He's in Journey to Babel.
Sarek, thank you.
Sarek. And then he plays the Romulan commander in that one episode, but not
He's
Sarek.
not in the animated series. He's not in the little kid Spock. Yeah, he's not in Yesteryear. I'm not going to dispute that with you, Fit, but I could have sworn that he was in Yesteryear.
Yeah, I would think
because that's like the sequel to Journey to Babel. That's
my
favorite. That's a great DC Fontana script.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite TAS episode. Like that's the one if you're gonna watch.
It's not the Infinite Vulcan, you're saying.
No, it's not the Infinite Vulcan or that one where Kirk turns around and on his back it says Kirk's a jerk.
By the way, earlier Jen mentioned not growing up with Star Trek and thinking of Leonard Nimoy as the voice of Seaman, which I didn't realize Nimoy... I know of Seaman only through bizarre advertisements that are like a guy saying over and over again, I will not mate outside of my species. But I actually don't know anything about the content of Seaman. But yeah, I guess that's troublesome. All right.
He shows up. Mark Lenard returns in the animated series in the episode Yesteryear as Sarek. So Fit.
That's on you.
Yeah.
I read a Star Trek novel back when I was a kid that the whole premise of it was it was like this riff on the 60s television show Seven Husbands for Seven Daughters or Seven Brides for Seven... I can't remember exactly what the title was, but Mark Leonard also starred in that. So some clever novelist is like, we'll just do a ripoff of that and have another Mark Leonard character appear. And it's like, wow, the gruel was pretty thin when writing Star Trek novels in the 1980s. Seaman is Leonard Nimoy. There you have it. Okay, so we've got important adventure.
Yeah, we got piles.
We've picked up things. Combine the lens and the degrammer, it says. So This is fun. It's always a joy to play at this inventory system. We're going to do this, and then we're going to. Is that the degrammer? This is like a ball to me.
Oh wait, that's a medic kit. Never mind. I was like,
Okay,
maybe
let's
that's a
see.
degrimer.
I don't think I have a degrammer. Nothing in here looks like a degrammer.
One of Mudd's miracle
Wow.
degrimers.
Whoa! Got it on your first try.
Yeah, that really looks like a medical track order to me. I mean, you say what you want, but to me, that's a medical track order.
Isn't this a very Amiga-y looking screen? Like it's got like very limited palette.
Yeah, a lot of these scenes feel more 32 color.
These two things fit together like they were made for each other.
Aw,
that's beautiful.
That is, I mean, and here on the day after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Wow. That's, you know, y'all, it's love that matters. And that's what this stream's all about. Whether it's love of your country, love of a dog, love of another human being, if you can find that in your heart. It's all about love. Let's see here. We degrime this grimy man.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
No.
Nothing happens.
It is very like this era
Nothing happens.
of like CD-ROM games where it's like anything that's in text must be voiced.
Yes. Absolutely.
Anything. All of it. We have to hear nothing happens 5,000 times.
Okay, let's see here. It says, combine the lens and the degrammer. I did that, right? And then my walkthrough says use it on anything in the room. Joke's on you. Oh.
Whoa!
Well, now I think we know why the Alassi pirates were so interested in finding out where Mudd was getting these.
Good job, Bill.
Okay, so now it says head down and look at the life support system. I don't like that it's not clear where exits are in this game particularly. Whoa!
Colors!
Now you were complaining that there weren't 256 colors. Now we have all 256. Let's see. Let's use our tricorder. I do like a lot the idea of using tricorders so frequently to learn about your environment and solve puzzles.
This Save-A-Ship life support generator has seen a great deal of use. It was never a reliable model, being prone to break down without warning. It is, however, properly connected with warning alarms for temperature, atmosphere, and radiation.
Okay, now let's just head back to where we came. I guess we just need to know there was a life support system there. Boy, the sound levels are just everywhere in this game, right? Like the background noise on that scene.
One of my favorite.
It's that good music cue.
Yeah.
Okay. Use Spock's tricorder on the console. We love tricording. Hey, G-Funk. Welcome in, everybody, by the way. So glad everybody could join us tonight.
The control panel has power running to it, Captain.
Everyone, be sure, if you aren't already, follow my pal Ben here. You see his tag there up above his little floating window. It's PS_Garrick. You won't regret it. Every Tuesday night, he and his pals, Sarah, and what's the other one?
James Grayson.
James Graysington. They stream adventure games together. It's always a hoot, a blast. My favorite stream on Twitch. Y'all should all get over there and follow if you aren't already.
Nothing to report, Captain.
My favorite stream channel on Twitch ever since they kicked off Dr. Disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, you guys have sort of taken over that mantle, though. You're like 3 Dr. Disrespects.
Yeah, I mean, it was a massive hit to our view count, but you know, it was still the right thing to do.
Let's see here. So we've used. Let's use the console. We'll console it. So we're going to use Spock. Means we pick up a Spock. Wait, that's a McCoy. We pick up a Spock. Then we have him know. Oh wait, or do we?
I still can't get over, and I chatted this the first night you played this, how like 90s comic book ripped all of the characters are.
Captain.
It is really good, right?
Like, you know, very Rob Liefeld,
I believe,
like
Captain,
just totally
that this weapon must be
outlined
hooked up to
like
the main
their
weapons
entire
battery. However, I've already examined the weapons console, and the main weapons battery on this ship was completely destroyed in the action, which made her a derelict. Mr. Scott would have to go over this thoroughly, but I would recommend we try to take this weapon with us to the Enterprise.
I don't think we should tinker with technology we don't understand, Spock, and I'm surprised you'd suggest such a thing.
Yeah, get his ass.
Wow.
I agree that we should take it aboard the Enterprise. I'll try to raise the ship. Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise.
I think my walkthrough says
I don't
option
think we should
2.
tinker with technology we don't understand. I agree that
I
we
like
should take it
one-
aboard the Enterprise. I don't think we
One
should
actually,
tinker with technology we don't
I like
understand,
one,
Spock,
but
and I'm
2 is the
surprised
correct.
you'd
Like,
suggest such a thing. I
like-
agree that we should take it aboard the Enterprise.
it's just very funny that like the first one is just like, Spock, I'm offended that you even thought that that would be a good idea.
Spock, you absolute moron. Why would you suggest that?
I had a
I'll try to raise the
Playmobil
ship.
stoplight
Kirk to
that looked
Enterprise.
exactly
Kirk to
like
Enterprise.
the right side of the screen.
Uh-oh. Did I mess up? Accidentally clicked the wrong thing.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Doing great. We're doing great.
I believe, Captain, that this weapon must be hooked up through the main... However, I've already... Mr. Scott would have to go...
I don't think we should tinker with technology we don't... I agree that we should... I'll try to raise the ship. Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
so
no, I think that's what you got. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, head through the green door into sick bay. Sick bay. Man, look at all these screens. Watch them as they slowly file in.
Yeah. Everyone, move to your marked spots. So we can begin.
From this angle, you can't really see the masking tape. That's a little X on the floor of all these rooms.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is absolutely not how Starfleet officers enter a room. They immediately fan out to all sides and pull out their tricorders and start doing stuff while the people who have things to say them in the foreground, right? I mean, no landing party has ever done this. No landing party, no away team.
No. This is looking awfully TARDIS-y, isn't it? Kind of looks like the TARDIS. Like a TARDIS. Not the Doctor's TARDIS, but...
Yes.
You know, this could be another TARDIS.
I don't know anything about Doctor Who, but tell me if this reference works. I think this might be bigger on the inside.
Great job.
Okay, then.
Got it in one.
All right. There we go. It's like Space Quest, but 4 people. Yes. Kirk, Spock, McCoy, and an additional person.
This is actually like Space Quest, but 4 people, you know, like Space Quest. It was, you know, very cynical, and I felt it was kind of down on the, you know.
But this one's
people.
actually
this
4 people to enjoy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yes. What is this? A Space Quest for ants? That's a reference to Zoolander.
Oh.
Uh-oh. It says, please turn up the volume. What do we need the volume for, Fit? It sounds like the V'ger sting. Okay, this is a possible V'ger situation. I can
Are we in a V'ger sitch?
I mean...
Oh, that does sound like V'ger. Wow. It does kind of have the...
Yeah, that's definitely V'gery.
They have I think it's on HBO Max now. It might be on Paramount Plus, but I think on HBO Max they have the remaster of the director's cut of Motion Picture, which they just, because like they had re-released the film, but they didn't re-release like the director's cut. It was only on like kind of standard def DVDs, I think.
Which I have that edition and deeply treasure it. I got rid of nearly every piece of physical video media I owned about 10 years ago. and could not part with my beloved director's cut of Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
It's back and it's on streaming, and I've been watching, and like all the little touches I think do really help.
Yes,
the movie.
Ben, your pal Grayson's here.
Who? No, that can't be Grayson. That's a Turtle Tomorrow.
I was under the impression that Grayson slept from the moment Adventure Tuesday ended until the next Adventure Tuesday began.
That's what he tells me. He says it's the only way he could stay as fresh as he does.
Yes, and it's how at age 74 he still looks so young.
Yeah.
Nothing to report, Captain.
Uh-oh. Let's see here.
Nothing to report, Captain.
So you say. But I'm sorry, Spock, but my my walkthrough says otherwise. Let's use a medical track.
It would be interesting to analyze them back aboard the Enterprise, but these are probably vaccines, medicines, and research viruses.
Do they pose any threat to us?
Research
Doctor?
viruses.
None seems likely to have any effect on human or Vulcan physiology. To be on the safe side, though, I wouldn't recommend taking a snootful from one of the capsules.
Uh-oh. Here we are. Grayson has
All
a
right,
good redemption. Okay, we're going to take a break. We gamed for almost 2 minutes straight, which gets exhausting. But Grayson has a terrific redemption. Folks, it's time for Artificial Intelligence, where we feed into the Mid-Journey AI bot, a user-generated prompt. The AI bot uses its magical powers to transform that prompt, alchemy-like, into actual art. So what's going to happen is we're going to feed in the prompt that Grayson has provided us. Mr. Spock sitting in a gamer chair, drinking a gamer-themed energy drink. So we're going to do that, and upon completion, I will share that with the entire stream. So, Ben, do you think this is going to be something that a robot can handle?
If not, then you'll have like Captain Kirk type, blown up its mind, with something like, like you've thrown in so many inputs that this incredible rogue AI will just totally falter, and that's why humanity will always win.
Take that, robots. Well, here's the answer. I'm seeing this now. The results are in. And Ben, what if I told you that the robot is actually going to win this time? That we have produced 4 pieces of like literal art, like the kind of art that could go straight into a museum tomorrow, and people would be like, boy, this sure belongs here in this museum. So are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Here it
Captain.
is. This is Grayson's AI art redemption. This is Spock sitting in a gamer chair drinking a gamer-themed beverage, energy drink.
Can't wait.
I mean, here's the thing.
Wow.
They're pretty good.
So, I like, number one, let's point out, here's the wild thing, is that the color scheme is the same as this scene in the game. Can we talk about this?
Okay, now this is interesting.
It is using the same palette as this game. The scene in this game right now.
No, this is upsetting. Yeah, I mean this is troubling. It makes me think maybe it has tapped into somehow the actual stream, and that's what we're seeing. Now, I love, first of all, like that he's got a 3-liter bottle in that second
image.
These
are tough. These are tough. I like in the second image, it also has like kind of the energy drink, like kind of like tribal, like faux tribal tattoo style, that's both on like Spock's uniform and on the chair and also on the drink. Like he's fully on brand,
Yes.
like he's really like living the lifestyle. And that's, like if I think about like ideal gamer life, you're living the lifestyle,
Absolutely.
Big sponsorship energy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
NBA Dag, is that a regular chatter that you have? That's a kind of an interesting.
Oh, it actually says here, first time chatter.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
well,
welcome. In, Mr. Dag. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
No, this is fantastic. Like, I love all of these. The one in the lower right hand corner, like, I particularly like the hints at artistry that come into play there. But also, I like the squalor that Spock is living in the third image, the lower
number
left.
3.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good too. I mean,
what's that thing? Is that like a robot head? Like at the end of Spock's little flight table? What is that? In number 2,
maybe it's like
a pencil sharpener.
It's Ultron's head. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of looks like a robot head, right? Like a little or a pencil. Those are both good guesses. Now I see both. I do like, someone mentioned earlier, it's Grasson mentioned how nicely the AI melded the gamer chair with the aesthetic of Star Trek chairs. That's very good. And also, Jen here has a fascinating story.
I read that story. I wanted to call it out too.
A friend is invited to a party, and that party turns out to be Chris Pine's birthday party. No one knew her, so Zach Quinto hung out with her all night. He's a really nice guy. That makes me happy. I really like Zach Quinto, and I like his Spock. And knowing that he's not a jerk is incredibly heartwarming. Thank you for sharing that. That's fantastic.
Kevin is pointing out that he does not have the ears.
Yes,
he has the hair, but they kind of, especially in 2. 2 has the hair exactly right, I would say.
These are honestly closer to like Alfred E. Newman, like jug handle ears than they are. I will say I've generated some Spock images before using this engine.
This is my first time at the rodeo.
Non-erotic, just for the record.
But good. You don't want to get in stream trouble. I hear that's a big problem.
For legal purposes, all of these Spock images were non-erotic. I don't want to get in trouble.
Crying in the background as you apologize.
I don't want to get in trouble with Twitch. I don't want to get in trouble with Paramount. But no, so I've made Spock images before, and unless you tell it like pointy ears, and then I've gone to the level of I can say pointy elven ears, and then it's like, okay, I get you. I grok what you're trying to say. And,
well, that's a nerd reference.
Yes, grok. You remember?
I've never read. That's because that's Heinlein or Heinlein, right?
Is it? I just knew it as like
I think it's a
Usenet slang.
Nah, I think grok is a Heinlein thing, which never read.
Heinlein maneuver. You're saying?
Yeah, it's a Heinlein maneuver.
My joke would have been better if I had pronounced the word correctly. So many jokes. But I think we better get back to the game, right?
Why start now?
Yes.
I like that they have tentacle-shaped doors, like future triangle doors here.
Yes.
Right? Which I noticed this is what a ridiculous game or year for games. So Judgment Rights comes out in 1993. That's the sequel to this game. And it was a runner-up in the CGW Adventure Game of the Year. And there was a tie for Best Adventure Game of the Year in 1993 in CGW. What were they? Do you have a guess, Jeff?
1993.
93. And like, for Judgment Rights, which is a really great game, to be a runner-up, it's like, wow, those 2 other games, they must be pretty good. But then again, it's 1993 adventure games. So.
Gabriel Knight was 93, right?
Gabriel Knight is one of them. What's the other one?
The other one is not Space Quest 5.
No.
Was Freddy Farkas 93? No, that wouldn't have been on there anyway. Day of the Tentacle?
Day of the Tentacle.
Wow, there we go.
Man, what a year.
I mean, that's a great year. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. Wow.
You know, Bill Clinton's first year in office, Day of the Tentacle, everything was looking up, you know?
Congressional hearings on video game violence. Joseph Lieberman really sticking it to Night Trap.
I haven't, my mic has been blocking this. I have a Klingon shirt on.
Oh.
I have not been.
Look at that. Wow, you've sided with the enemy. I have Retro Adventure Wednesday shirt on, available at my Redbubble store. Actually, I'm
Ooh.
surprised we don't have more people here tonight because I wore this to the grocery store today. And I'm kind of surprised that like more people weren't curious about the shirt and then like Googled it and tuned in tonight. I'm a little let down.
What's the is it Giant where you are?
It
Food
is
Lion?
it is Kroger is our nice
Kroger's.
situation.
That's a
that's the fancy grocery store
Oh, no.
in this part of West Virginia. I do a lot of shopping at Aldi though.
Oh, I like Aldi.
Yeah, I like Aldi a lot.
I'm pro Aldi.
Nick has
Pro
gotten
Aldi.
2 comments on that Retro Adventure Wednesday shirt. I would love to hear more about this. Were they where'd you get that very nice shirt? Where can I learn more about this engaging sounding stream? What was the nature of these comments? I'm gonna be super angry if they weren't like overwhelmingly positive.
Oh man, this room looks like a puzzle room. Look at how puzzly this room is.
I mean, I walked in
Each
here,
of these buttons looks like you push it and then another puzzle thing happens.
Yeah, I mean, I walked through this door and I was immediately puzzled. Which is how I know this is a puzzle room. Like I looked at this, I'm just like,
puzzle room.
This just looks exhausting. Look at those exposed cables up there on the left too. I mean,
Yeah, it's definitely not safe.
yeah, or it kind of looks like maybe someone just like unspooled some VHSs and then tried to stuff them in the ceiling tile where nobody would find them.
I want to call out Grayson's. I just, all caps, read Starship Troopers. Great book if you love fascism.
You know, I assigned it a few years back when I taught a course called War and Popular Culture. And so many of my senior level students read it and in an essay on it could not discern any kind of politics. Like devoid of any kind of political message in their minds. Just a fun book about
you
adventure,
read
which makes you wonder if they just watched the movie and then didn't get the movie on top of it.
Yeah, I was going to say the movie, which is also just a fun sci-fi adventure without any political
Just a
opinions
bug hunt.
at all.
Just a bug hunt.
My favorite thing I read about the movie was, I think it was on the AV Club. They called it the first post 9/11 movie made before 9/11. Which I was just like, it's a great point. It is a post. You could see that movie coming out like you know, early 2003.
Wow, Evan makes a really good point in the chat. Also, this room does look like the gravity could flip, and all of a sudden you're in an upside
Oh my
down
god!
room.
You see a plain gray screen.
That was something we talked a lot about when we discussed the idea of a Stair Quest 2. Was maybe some rooms that had gravity-related stair climbing puzzles.
What a horrible thing to do.
Because Stair Quest 2, of course, if it ever comes to fruition, first of all, it will happen. Second of all, the idea was to go with a science fiction theme for the second one. So
You look but see nothing of note.
This would have made sense.
You look but see nothing. You look but see nothing of note.
Nice musicality to that line.
You look but see nothing of note.
Yeah, somebody pull that and remix it.
Guess what? Yeah, let's get a clean take of it.
You look but see nothing of note.
Look but see nothing of note.
Bow, bow.
Get some dubstep.
A control console from which operators run the ship. You look but see nothing of note.
Every time I hear it, it's so mellifluous.
Melodious. Let's see here. Use the science tricorder, it says. We're just jamming through this tonight. Like, I'm afraid we're gonna run out of game.
Yeah.
Evidently the aliens' bridge, their centralized control. A closer look may provide more information. Evidently,
it appears to be a puzzle, sir.
Sir, you're gonna have to click things in a certain order if you want to solve this.
They call it a mosaic.
Here, it says get the medical tricorder laying on the ground. Does anyone see any of these things? Oh wait, is that
the G-Funk. Speaking of Starship Troopers, we had a politician here who ran adverts that blatantly ripped off those movie newsreels with, would you like to know more? Now, that's an interesting choice.
What did I pick up? This weird tricorder or repair tool. Okay.
If there isn't a puzzle with all this stuff, this is going to be like the last room in
Evidently, the aliens.
Broken Sword knockoff game we
You
played.
failed to obtain.
What was that game?
Crowns and Pawns.
Yes.
Crowns and Pawns.
You
The
failed
last
to obtain
room.
anything.
So like this big chessboard laid out room, and you're like, oh, it's going to be something horrible. Some horrible puzzle here. And then nothing happens. Incredible.
I cannot
Go on, Mr. Spock.
This station definitely is configured differently from the one beside me.
This shouldn't be surprising.
She's built
after
different.
all, there are 2 stations.
That may be, Doctor. But if you'll recall, all the Enterprise's different stations link into the same computer network bank. And
What else can you determine at this stage, Mr. Spock?
these people have a fixation for the number 6, and even divisors and multiplicans thereof. 3s and 12s in particular. I believe this may be the necessary first clue to understanding the aliens.
Oh.
Wow. So
Math puzzles. Shape puzzles.
This station definitely is configured.
I just did a bunch of fractions today with my daughter's homework. You know what?
Oh,
fractions haven't gotten better.
This station
is I know there's a lot of really wonderful things about the miracle of being a parent, but
this station definitely
the thought
is
of helping my child do math homework is like just submitting myself to just my greatest fears.
I mean, honestly, it almost makes the whole parenthood experience like a wash. It like evens out the rest of it.
She's wonderful. I learned something new every day. When she smiles, it makes me feel so great. But then she brought home long division, and I started to cry.
Yeah, a depth of love that I could never comprehend before seeing her face for the first time, but also having to look for least common denominators. So. Why don't you tell me how you think? Okay, so my walkthrough says use Spock on the left chair. Maybe that's just learning what we learned is all we get to do. Okay. Head out the bottom left door. Do you see a bottom left door here?
Yeah. Well, I heard one. Ooh.
Wow. Look at this. This place looks like it was made out of TIE fighter wings.
Yeah, it's another limited palette room, and also the perspective a little weird, but it's quite interesting. I like how alien some of these designs are.
Yes, I usually go to Kevin when I need an answer about whether perspective is weird. So Wilco Webb, explain to me if this is a weird perspective room. The sexes are like space telescope mirrors. That's not a bad point. Okay, so now that we're here, use the science tricorder on the sphere. The music of the spheres.
Or just, isn't that a movie?
Yes. Jodie Foster? No. That's Contact.
That's Taxi Driver.
No, that's Nell.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, you're thinking of Silence of the Lambs.
Are you sure you don't mean Freaky Friday?
Yeah, that's all the Jodie Foster movies I know.
I actually looked at IMDb. That is actually all the Jodie Foster movies.
Oh, we
got him. We got him on first try.
Attempting to shoot Reagan? That's all I got.
That time she attempted to shoot Reagan?
Yeah. Well, trying to impress her.
The control console for the ship's computer library. Data may be accessed.
Did you say library?
This console.
Did Spock just say library? Let's get another read on this.
This platform contains the control console for the ship's computer library. Data may be accessed by using this console.
He doesn't, but it's close. because he does say rary. Like he says, like
Yes.
he puts a big emphasis on the B. It's library, like it
Library.
library.
This seems to activate the ship's computer bank control node. Given the aliens' predilection for multiples of 3, it may be possible to use our tricorders to decipher the information carried in these data banks.
That would be quite a find, Jim. This is an alien race unknown to us, and they are certain to have knowledge new to us.
Were the universal translator available, this would be simple.
With the Enterprise out of range, that's not an option, Mr. Spock. What else can you do?
I believe if Dr. McCoy and I conjoin our 2 tricorders, we may be able to process enough sample data to get a basic understanding of the aliens' computer system. This will completely tie up both our tricorders for an extended amount of time, however.
Now, this makes sense because this race reveres the number 6, and 2 tricorders joined together now becomes a sexcorder, which would, the math works out.
Yeah.
Hey,
Robin.
Hey, Robin. Good night. All right, so...
Hey, kids, we're home early.
Both our tricorders are now working on basic processing of the aliens' computer data system. The tricorders are not the equal of the universal translator, but we should be able to retrieve basic information and get an insight into their culture and life systems. I don't believe we could have gotten even this far had we not deduced their fixation on base 6 mathematics and aesthetics.
That's not how you spell aesthetics.
Is it the other aesthetics?
Tricorders are again available for general use. The alien ship's computer data is now accessible from the ship's library. I believe I have downloaded enough information to our tricorders
I like how you said downloaded.
Most of the ship's controls, Captain.
You wouldn't download a car.
A space sphere. Well, maybe we should save, because I feel like this is going to be very tedious to
Save
redo.
new game.
Oh,
Too many games.
yes.
Save new game. Replace
Uh-oh.
previous.
I'm just going to save over it, baby. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'm afraid to do that now that I've said it out loud. Okay, so here's what we've got. It says now, use the science tricorder again after Spock. Then use the dodecadon you picked up in the cargo bay. You picked up a dodecadon?
I did
dodecadon?
That looks like a
Dean Darkady? A ding dang dodecadon?
You download major portions of the alien library onto the yellow spheroid.
Wow.
Great.
We're pirating it. There you go. Okay. Now we're going to head back to the Sicky Bay. If you had to choose a Star Trek doctor to administer care to you, who would you choose?
Oh, this is hard. Oh, wait. Oh, we got a little more mud fun.
Uh-oh.
Why, Captain!
Aw, Bing.
Jim,
Surprise!
Harry,
What?
Let me take a look at you and check whether that had some.
Is his head
deleterious
spinning
effect.
around?
No.
Oh,
you're
gosh.
space aliens. You're little grey men from inside the hollow earth. You want to experiment on my body parts. Stay
I
away
love
from
this
me.
performance. So much
Deleterious
fun.
effects.
Yes.
I guess I don't even need my tricorder to know that.
You'll mind control me, kidnap my children, dissect my dog.
If we can get him on one of the beds and get it active, I think he can be cured. Otherwise, he's likely to become increasingly violent.
Stay away from me.
That head! Oh my god!
His spinning head
It is
is
definitely spinning. It reminds me
very
of some,
strange.
like the weird voodoo style animations in Monkey Island. Like when weird things are misshaping various bodies. Let's see here.
Can you stun him? Is
That's
that
a
what
great
you want to
question.
do?
That's not what we're told to do, but it's what I want to do.
I don't think the phaser will have the usual effect, Captain.
All right,
we'll have to think of
Lieutenant
something
Bucket.
else.
Yaha! I feel faster, smarter, strong enough to take you all on.
Yeah.
You're really lizard men wearing human masks.
Yeah.
This is coming off.
Yeah.
I know you for what you really
This guy
are.
sounds like he's
I'll
on
tell
Twitter.
the whole world, and then where will you be?
Yeah.
God, this is a good performance.
But what doctor? I mean, this is really hard. And now, like, we've got even more doctors. We've got Dr. Sad Dad now, you know? Oh, good call.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Sad Dad.
Mbenga? Now, Dr. McCoy.
Yeah, Mbenga, yeah.
Yeah.
He also loves waffles. Those are his two main things.
Those are his two things, yes. Dr. Sad Dad.
We got the cat doctor, whose name I forget, on Lower Decks. She's good.
Yes.
I don't think there's a doctor on Prodigy. Disco has that very bland and kind of boring doctor. Like, he's a very good-looking man, but that's all. That's all he's got.
Yes.
IMHO. And then we got. It's a problem because there's a lot of really wonderful doctors. You have, I mean, okay, you have Phlox, who's great.
Phlox is very good.
Phlox is like, what if we did Neelix but not terrible? So Phlox is good. And then so we love Phlox. Then the EMH, who is unbelievably good.
Yes.
We've got my man Bashir, the great Bashir. Crusher and Bones.
And Pulaski.
Oh yeah, and Pulaski.
I want to be the doctor that the EMH is based on. That's who I want to treat me.
Who shows up in DS9.
Yeah, who's a real jerk.
Yeah. Oh man, this is such a hard question. I guess, like, as a patient, though, I mean, I think Crusher probably has the best bedside manner.
Yes. No question.
Like Crusher's the one that really will. I think, like, if I was like a patient and I was feeling, particularly ill with, space sickness, Crusher would probably, like, her bedside manner, I think, is better than everybody else's. Like, because they're all, like, at the end of the day, they're all good doctors. That's, like, the main point.
When is Star Trek gonna have a bad doctor? Just like one who absolutely blows at the job. Just leaves a trail of bodies behind them.
But I mean, but Crusher, like, she just is very nice and kindly, and, like, she just seems like she would be, like, if I was really in distress because I was worried about being sick, she would talk to you and she'd listen.
She might even, like, stroke your hair gently in, like, a way that would be, like, very reassuring.
It's not creepy.
Not creepy in any way, but, like, literally just, like, in a...
Unless the candle's out. But... But yeah, I mean, I think Crusher would be, if I wanted to have, like, just as a doctor, it would be Beverly Crusher. Like, and then I could continue having my Beverly crush on Bashir.
There you go.
Because it'd be inappropriate, even though maybe a younger Bashir might think it's a good idea, it'd be inappropriate to date Dr. Bashir and be his patient. That's that crosses lines.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, that would put him in a difficult position. And then, I mean, that's not fair to him.
Grayson is going off about Bones, and then he goes, let me be, and I know exactly how he's saying this because I know Grayson well. And let me be clear, DeForest. Carl Urban is a nice man, I'm sure.
I like where Grayson was just earlier saying, slamming table, give me Bones. And for a moment, I had a little fiction in my head that maybe he was someone afflicted by a terrible condition that, like, liquefied his bones. And the only thing he wanted was bones, like literal bones in his body. Or he's like at Buffalo Wild Wings and accidentally brought him the boneless wings. He's just so furious. He's like, give me bones!
Yeah. Who do you want? Who do you want? Do you agree with me, or is there?
I mean, Crusher was actually probably what I would have said for a lot of the same reasons. Although I will say for Grayson, like, if I had to spend an hour with somebody,
oh yeah, you want to drink with Bones?
I want to hang out with Bones. Yeah, I want to have a beer, or more accurately, like a
you want to have whiskey
with Bones.
You want to have Kentucky bourbon.
But like, if I've been like exposed to a strange plant on a planet that is killing me or giving me space madness or something else, I feel like all of them are equally competent because all of them have solved every medical crisis that's ever come through their sick bay doors. So it's a wash there. I think Crusher would make me most confident I wasn't going to die. Or if I did, I would die in a very gentle way. Okay, so we got.
Oh, and don't sleep on Dr. Boyce from the cage. Oh, now Fit feels threatened because I humiliated Fit with this whole Mark Lennard on TAS. That's why you're bringing up Dr. Boyce. I know your tricks.
So Ben, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
I didn't ask you if you had a hard out tonight. I think we're closing in toward the end of this mission. Can you stick around a little bit longer?
I can stick around, absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
so until 2-3 a.m. your time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
not
good.
a problem. Yeah, that was we're staying up until 4.
Yes.
Your time?
That should put us through. I mean, I teach at 9, so I'll just stay up at that point. But that should put us through at least one more puzzle at the rate we're going. So
yeah. Have we done any puzzles? I think we just walked around and looked at stuff.
That's most of what this game is.
Man, but we're making all the splits.
Volatile chemicals have evaporated over the time the derelict hung in space. I need
Thank you all. Have a great night.
Dispenser for the
hey, take care, Quill. Thank you.
That's a Babylon 5 Season 1 reference.
Oh, wow. I still haven't seen Babylon 5.
You should. It is now on Tubi.
I wish there was a podcast that could serve as an entry point for me.
Oh, well, my friend, there's a podcast called The Last Best Babylon 5 Podcast.
Oh.
With me and 2 of my friends who've never seen the show before.
Oh.
And I've seen the show before, and that's the whole thing about it. And most of the time, we're just kind of fucking around.
So you
not at all like this stream.
You watch a bad movie and then you talk about it. So basically, is it?
Yeah. We watch a bad movie and then we talk about it. Thank you, Fit.
Do you have a skewed perspective on these things?
I keep getting Babylon 5cast for the podcast. This is a signed of one of the characters, Emperor Cartagia, to this to Bob.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. Oh my god!
And then I just have this glossy 8x11 of Bruce Boxleitner.
Wow.
As handsome, Captain Sheridan here.
People are just sending these things to you?
No, I wish. No one. We don't have those types of fans.
Yeah, I want some of those fans.
It's Steve. No, it's Steve. One of the co-hosts.
These are probably vaccines, medicines, and research viruses.
Do they pose any threat to us, Doctor?
None seems likely to have any effect on human or Vulcan physiology. To be on the safe side, though, I wouldn't recommend taking a snootful from one of the capsules.
There it is.
There's the snootful again. Okay. Let's see here. So where are we at? We have just used the green capsule on the console. Wait. First, we'll use the medical track order on the green capsule.
It would be interesting to analyze them back aboard.
Do they pose any threat to us, Doctor?
None seems likely
not what
to
we
have
need.
any effect.
Oh wait, there's a green capsule right there, I bet.
It would be interesting to analyze.
Do they pose any?
None
We've
seems
heard all
like.
that, Bones. Thanks a lot. Grab that. Hey, Bones, do your thing. So we're going to cure Mudd, unless we want to go renegade and just let him die. Doesn't say that's an option. I'm willing to try it. Okay. Go to our inventory. There's a green capsule.
Nothing happens.
What?
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Okay. Use the green capsule on the console. Oh. How weird. I feel like this game would be impenetrable to me. without.
Oh
walking.
yeah, no, I would not be
Can't
able to
slide
solve
into the
this. I would
machinery
be
on the very
delighted
side they're designed
by
to.
all the voices
I'm telling
and
the
you know,
Yes.
that Star
Our
Trek.
physiology is
And I
not
think
the
even as a
same the
kid, I would
aliens'
probably get
physiology.
really good at the
Don't want it to
space
try to
battles.
cure
I would
us
probably
being
just
human.
keep playing this.
That would be too much to hope for, would it not, Doctor?
I feel like
Particularly when we're talking about Harry Mudd.
Unless I didn't want to learn the controls, which would be possible.
Yes. I mean, the controls are fairly easy in the grand scheme of things, but I think for me, what kills me on these puzzling sections is the fact that interactable objects don't really stand out from the background. And
Yeah.
it's just rooms full of buttons and equipment that all look equally important, which is to say they all look equally unimportant.
Yeah, like in a Sierra game, especially, like, you know, any item that you could interact with, like, kind of stood out, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. Almost comically so, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it would always be really shocking if something actually looked like
Okay,
the
Harry, you
background.
should start
Like,
to
was
feel
it
better in a few
slightly
minutes.
brighter?
Just lie there quietly until you feel like moving.
Oh, give me something for this headache, Doc. A herd of Amari tree elephants landed behind my eyeballs and did a mating dance.
Wow. Okay, so we've saved Mudd. Now we're going to go back to the bridge. To the bridge.
I certainly see nothing there calling for it.
And I'm gonna be very disappointed if that ridiculous puzzle room, like if this puzzle room here, like if this isn't a bizarre puzzle.
I think we're getting ready to puzzle it through.
I think this is the secondary station.
Oh, yes, we need the
Thanks to
primary
library
station.
computer data, limited though it is, these primary controls give me access to
communications.
Oh, wait. So we want to
You
look
have
at all
choices,
these.
communications.
View screen.
done.
Communications. View
So
screen.
it's not really.
Done.
It's just
Communications. Scotty, report.
All right, we did it.
Pirates have been driven off, Captain. We have damage and injuries among the crew. We just arrived back here a few minutes ago, and we've been trying to raise you on the communicators.
The local star seems to be acting up. Will there be a problem with the transport?
is it the star is acting
I want you to
up?
beam up the landing party, and I
No, the
also
star's
want
on
you to
the
lock onto
frit-
and
not
beam
the
aboard
frits.
an alien mechanism we came across.
We can do it, Captain, no problem. At least right now, but the situation is only going to get worse. Are you ready to beam over now?
Doin's
Well, we wanna
having
look
fun.
around some more. We'll call you on this channel.
Oh,
when we're
absolutely.
ready.
I think Doin's having a good time.
Oh, wow. Ben, I don't know if you saw this in the chat. But Sarah Joy Shockey has just joined.
Wow.
Wow. Such a pleasure to have you here. Sarah, of course, along with Turtle Tomorrow, Ben's regular co-host on Adventure Tuesdays, the finest adventure gaming stream on Tuesdays anywhere on Twitch. Do yourself a favor, follow that right away if you aren't already. PS_Garrick. But Sarah, how are you tonight? Thank you so much for joining us. I feel like we never get to see you on Wednesday. I know your Wednesdays are normally very busy, so it is a pleasure to have you here.
Yes, bring us home, Mr. Scott. No, I need to have a word with Harry Mudd before we go.
That's our choice, right?
Really? Is that the walkthrough choice?
It doesn't say, so I feel like we can just do whatever we want.
No, we want to look around some more. We'll call you. No, I need to have a
I
word
like
with
that.
Harry Mudd before we go.
Uh-oh.
Captain Kirk, I was hoping to see you.
Why is he wearing the
I'm
same
leaving
color as
soon and
Kirk?
wanted to say
It's
thanks
weird, isn't
for
it?
the escort. Ta-ta! And I hope we never have to cross paths again, Captain.
Don't rush off, Harry. There's still a few things we need to discuss.
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
In such a hurry? And Stella said she was dropping everything to meet you here.
I like snarky Kirk.
Don't rush off, Harry. There's still a few things we need to discuss. In such a hurry?
I guess
And
this one.
don't rush off.
I think
Harry.
they both
There's
kind
still a
of
few
get
things
you
we
to
need
the same
discuss.
place.
Yeah, probably
Right?
so.
In
So let's
such
be
a
an
hurry?
asshole.
You're kidding. Are you kidding, Captain?
Just like you were kidding about this ship registered as a worthless derelict. You're going to change that, aren't you? Matter of fact, I think it would be just the thing for you to turn it over lock, stock, and barrel to the Corniforius University.
What? Where's the profit in that, Captain?
Did you know Stella's still
Profit.
What is this
it
guy,
worth
a
to you for you not to
Ferengi?
Tell her where to find you, Harry.
Consider it done. You have my word, Captain. Now I'm going to pick up just a few things, insignificant things, really. Then I'll be gone. Farewell, Captain. May your path be always trouble-free.
Trouble-free.
Until we meet again.
When we meet, Harry, it always means trouble.
Oh, wait. Did they extend the mission?
I'm gonna be honest here. That didn't feel sufficiently Harry Muddish.
Report on the problems at Harcourt.
85%. Oh, what?
85%. You and your crew received 2 commendation points. Well done, Captain. Keep up the good work.
I wired in that alien contraption to the torpedo system. It should boost the ship's firepower, Captain.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. I only wish you could
Great.
wire Harry Mudd to a photon torpedo.
While you were away, Captain, I made
Wish
some
you could
travel
murder him.
arrangements that I thought you would approve of.
Travel arrangements?
I think you'll be happy to know that I've arranged for Stella Mudd to meet her long-lost husband on Starbase 7, sir.
Approved, Lieutenant. Take us out of here, Mr. Sulu.
So here's the great part. The walkthrough has a whole lot more puzzles that involve pushing all those buttons and solving all the number stuff.
Really?
Yes. And we
I was
just
gonna
like,
say that seemed
Captain's
very
log,
short.
Stardate
we noped right out of there. We were just like, no thanks.
Starfleet reports major
Like,
military activity.
because it
Klingon
definitely
submarine
seemed
attack.
like there was a lot more
Primarily
puzzle.
of Klingons.
Like
Yes.
it seemed like there were a lot of puzzles
Intelligence
on the
indicates
table.
that the Klingons are mobilizing.
And we
a large
ultimately-
I
force
like
to
a
search for
game
renegade
that
who is
that's
responsible
like,
for
you
the
know what?
destruction of unknown nature
Oh,
on the
whatever,
planet.
fine.
Good enough.
Federation
You know what?
sensors have
We're
found
going to mark
faint
this one
energy trail
down
leading
as
to the
good
planet
enough.
Zam-4 in the Digifal system. We've been ordered by Starfleet to track down the source of the energy and discovered what happened on Harcourt before the Klingon fleet enters Federation space. If we are not successful, the Federation and the Klingon Empire may find themselves at war once again.
Oh, no. Now, Ben, we were talking about the joys of parenting earlier.
Yeah.
And one of the big ones is you end up having a lot of slime around your house. Like, this is really underreported. I feel like when we were kids, slime was very hard to come by.
GAC was the thing when I was a child.
Yeah, like all I had was Hordak's Pit from the Masters of the Universe, which came with like a bucket of green slime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that you could
my
ruin
older
your-
brother
Yeah.
had that. Yeah.
But I have to say, it's good stuff. It's a lot of good goo. But speaking
Now, is this
of,
homemade? Is this homemade slime?
well, that's a great question. What it is some sort of blue stitch butter slime, and it has like, you probably can't see this on the label, but it has our good friend Stitch from Disney. But you can probably also tell this absolutely is bootleg merchandise. Like nothing about this. I don't, unless they've.
I was gonna say Disney's getting into the slime game.
Yeah.
With branded slime.
Unless they've just pureed Stitch and jammed him into this little container. Yeah, this, I don't know where this came from. I just found it on my computer desk tonight, but I'm going to report it to Disney because you can't just do that. You can't.
should. I think you should teach your daughter a lesson and report her for for this. This is, I think, yeah.
I mean,
for bootleg slime.
She has to learn. And
Yeah.
she's not going to learn if we keep just letting her get away with this stuff over and over again.
Replace previous game.
This is like when Disney had to step in and finally do something about that daycare center that had like Winnie the Pooh stuff on the wall. If you don't do something, they're just going to run roughshod over you. You know, they're going to destroy the value of your IP, and you can't let that happen. But I feel like what we've done, Ben, is reach the perfect stopping point. What do you think?
Yeah.
This feels like this is the end of an episode. We still got there with 85%, which is amazing because I'm still not certain that we did a puzzle in this entire hour and a half of game.
Walked around and looked at things. And then we're like, that's cool.
we put some track orders on stuff. That's kind of like a video game. It has a lot of the basic traits of a video game. But yeah, I think we'll call it a night there. I want to thank everybody for hanging out first of all. And thank you all so much for the hype train earlier. That was amazing. Thank you so much for the gift subs and the cheers and the stickers and the chats and just the fun hang. And extra special thanks to you, Ben. for coming in. This is a pleasure. I know as a fellow Trekkie that this was a game that captured your imagination as well. So it was great to have a chance to share it with you.
Next week is Klingons, and there's nothing I enjoy more than the smock wearing. Oh yeah, just a ghost I saw. Like TOS Klingons. So I know that will be a delight.
I won't put you on the spot, but you are absolutely welcome to come back and join me again next week if you'd like to. Please.
Oh, if I am free, I will take you up on that.
Okay, well, excellent. You heard him; he guaranteed it.
Right.
So there you are. Do you have anything to plug before we go? And Jen, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Very kind. Thank you.
You can join myself and Turtle Tomorrow and Sarah Joyce Shockey on Tuesday nights and occasionally at other times, but usually just Tuesday nights these days on my stream at PS_Garrick, which is helpfully pointed out up here. And also, as mentioned, if you're watching this and you're like, wow, this guy knows a lot about Star Trek, does he have opinions about other space operas? The answer is yes. I have a podcast called The Last Best Babylon 5 podcast. And we are like halfway through the 4th season, so we're doing a lot of it. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you again, Ben. And I think we'll launch a raid. Ben, I think this is actually, speaking of things you're interested in.
Oh, Blackwell? Yeah.
No.
No. All right.
You are a liker of Legend of Kyrandia 3, are you not?
Yes, this is true. I am one of the few and proud that likes the Legend of Kyrandia 3. It's a weird and not particularly good game, but it was one that I played as a child that really captured my imagination. And I'll love it forever for that. And whoever is rating, they better have the laugh track on, because people turn that off, and I love the canned laughter in that game.
Well, it's our old pal Cobra Commander. She's live tonight with Kyrandia 3.
Wonderful. She's great.
Nostalgia for the win. Let's launch the raid over there. Everybody, I'll see you on the other side of the raid. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Ben. Have a terrific evening, and we will see you again very soon.